I've just bought a new overhead guard for my table saw, and I'd like to tell you all about it. Coming up next. Welcome back. For years now, I've managed with this as a blade guard. Doesn't look a lot like a blade guard at the moment, but it did have perspex sheets at the side to protect your fingers from the blade. The dust extraction on it was almost non-existent. There's a wee small 20mm diameter hole at the top that really didn't allow for any volume of air to pass through at all. So after all these years of suffering with this and the dust that it creates and spreads around the workshop, I finally bit the bullet and ordered something a little different. I'll get it installed and see you back in a minute. I present to you the Axminster Shark overhead crown guard made by Harvey. And what a beast it is, weighing in over 50 kilos. Installing it, every piece felt like it was made of lead. The most substantial overhead guard I have ever clapped eyes on. What an absolute beaut. So there are 6 main parts to the kit. 3 parts that are intended to bolt to the side of the table where the Incra system's bolted to. There's a U-shaped rail that goes along, and then there's like a 4-inch square conversion piece that presents a plate for this column to bolt to, and then there's another 4-inch piece that acts as a support leg that's adjustable down to the floor. I've obviously not used those pieces. I've bolted the main column to this cabinet that I've got secured to the floor. More secured now than it's ever been before. So we've a main support column, we've the suspension arm that also doubles up as a dust extraction duct, and then there's the primary head itself. All of the adjustments for this system are made via this center column. Releasing this handle allows you to swing the blade guard out of the way, but also gives you the ability to position the support column either at the front or the back of your table saw, because you can position it at any angle you want to. There are also a couple of adjustable cams on the back that you can use to set your stop on, so that when you push the blade guard back in place, you can guarantee it's exactly where it was before you moved it. Lateral adjustment is made using 2 clamping bolts here and here. Release them, slide it into place where you want, and tighten them up again. And finally, vertical adjustment is made by using this bolt, and you lock it off with this one down here. So the head itself mounts on a conical flange that's secured in place by this threaded bolt that goes inside the conical part. This controls the lateral movement and this controls the rotation. The head will slide nicely far away from the table to gain access to the saw once the power is isolated, I hasten to add, and the movement of the head itself is assisted by a gas strut, which makes it effortless, yet it will stay exactly where you place it. I'm as yet to try the dust extraction. I'm not sure what I'm expecting from it, as it's fed by a 4-inch, which is reduced down to the internal diameter of this duct, which is then reduced down to the diameter of this. So I'm not expecting miracles, but I'm expecting more than I had with my previous offering, shall we say. So let's make a few cuts and see how well it performs. I'm making 2 test cuts without extraction. One is a trim cut, which always creates a large amount of dust to the side of the blade. and then a normal sizing cut where the blade has material on both sides. Watching this footage, what really surprised me was the amount of dust that's ejected into the air at the rear of the blade. I never saw it before. I was just always aware of the amount of dust that ended up on the floor and on my router table behind me. You may want to rewind that bit and just have a look again. So I've put a bookmark down in the description of this video so that you can go back and see it. I appreciate you have to look quite hard, but there's a surprising amount of dust there. I'm going to make the same two cuts again with the extractor running and the blade guard lowered into place. There's still a reasonable amount of dust ejected to the side of the blade during the trim cut, but noticeably less, and interestingly far more localized. During the sizing cut, however, where there's material on both sides of the blade, the amount of dust that escaped the extractor hood was minimal. Very impressed. Wow, that was an eye-opener. I knew the table saw was responsible for creating the majority of the sawdust that floats around the workshop, but actually seeing it on camera was still impressive. With the blade guard down, the amount of sawdust that escaped was greatly reduced, I think. However, time will tell. I'll let you know in future videos. The downside of the crown guard is obviously this large item right in front of me, obscuring my view of the blade and stopping my ability to grab the cut piece as it comes out the back. I no longer feel comfortable doing that. So I'm going to have to make a small outfeed table for myself. That could be a video. And I'm just going to have to get used to this. I feel far more protected, much safer with it in place. All in all, I feel really pleased with my latest addition to the workshop. I think it will prove its worth over time. I'll put links to everything I've mentioned in this video in the description down below for you, along with the chapter points so that you can click back and forth during the dust detection section to make it easier. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I hope my review of the Axminster Shark Crown Guard will help you in your quest to find a better blade guard and dust extraction system if you choose to. If you have, then please give us a like, and if you'd like to be alerted to future videos I release on this channel, then why not hit that teeny weeny subscribe button and click on the bell. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.